So working in perfect harmony once again are the factory Aprilias. And once again, it's Marco Bezzecchi. I was going to say Bez got it wrong on the brakes, didn't he, going into turn one? So he just takes the safest possible route through the first sector. Just decides to let off the brake and run off the circuit.
Marc Marquez is now ahead of Alex Marquez on the racetrack, so they have swapped positions. Acosta's now between them on the racetrack, so Alex is not providing any kind of tow or reference to Marc Marquez. He's, of course, currently on provisional pole. Marc looking to take it off him.
Do you know what? Marc is pushing big time. You can see that Rio is already spinning up underneath him going through turn three. Great shot that from the overhead helicopter. Yeah, they are now starting to put Alex's 130.222 under some serious threat. Alex is not really hanging about himself, is he? Just out of your picture here as they exit turn 8. But at the moment, it's Marc versus Acosta, you feel, in this battle, this current battle for pole.
It was in the third sector where Alex pulled out some time over Marc on the previous lap. Of course, we know that Alex is so good in the fast right-handers versus Marc, and that's what this third sector is full of. 11 is completed, now into 12, as Marc Marquez is laying it all on the line to try and deny his brother pole position.
Yes, Acosta behind him as well. He had a big shake going through Cavone. He's leaving it all on the line here. Acosta, I was going to say, Acosta was really messy, really scrappy going through the fast rights, and the pace ahead of him as he tries to hang on to Marc was just simply too hot to handle. So Acosta goes down while in third place. How decisive could that be as far as he's concerned? Marc moves up from 7th to 2nd with a 130.352. That's his best time of the weekend so far. But it was clear, you could see how hard Acosta was pushing through the fast rights to run with Marc, and then just going through 14. Such an easy mistake to make, trail braking into that first gear 14, and unfortunately down he went.
Yeah, into turn 14. It's a slow crash, but a damaging one for Pedro Acosta. Front end folds through the 60km/h turn 14, and with it go hopes, I think, of a place on the front of the grid, although he has continued. But the pole position of Alex Marquez coming under some threat now from Bezzecchi on the Aprilia, who's up halfway round, and Gian Antonio also threatening a dart at the front row of the grid.
Well, it was his first MotoGP pole position in 50 Grand Prix last weekend in Barcelona. It's like London buses, isn't it? You wait in age for one to turn up and then two come along at the same time. What about Bagnaia? 6 up to 4th. And of course, he's still got 2.5 minutes of this session remaining. Although he runs in hot though once again into the first corner. Back to the Gian Antonio. Digia on the front row most recently in Hungary. He drops the rear ride height device on the 49 bike. Over the line he goes. Stays in P7, 130.535. Something happened to Bezzecchi in sector 3 because Bez was flying in the first half of his last lap. But here comes Quartararo, Fabio Quartararo. Surely not. Having looked lost and all at sea on practice Friday here yesterday. He wasn't even sure whether he was going to qualify with the medium or the soft tyre. So lost was Quartararo yesterday, but once again, having come through Q1 with the fastest time. Surely this is not a 5th pole position of the season coming from Quartararo. You can't rule anything out, can you, when the factory Yamaha rider's about in qualifying?
If there's anyone can do it, Fabio Quartararo is your man. Morbidelli's onto the front row now in third. He's found a 30.3. Bezzecchi super strong through the first sector, but he's going to have to try and manage that and try and get the third sector right, as he didn't on the previous lap. Front row certainly possible, pole improbable, but this is Fabio Quartararo we're talking about. He goes into 2nd place.
And you know what? Marc Marquez might be getting bumped off the front row here because Marco Bezzecchi, if he carries this lap on through, he is going to smash Alex Marquez out of pole position.
Alex is going quicker too.
Here comes Bez, the Gian Antonio we're looking at right now. I'm curious to see how Bez gets on this time around in the third sector. He's lost time, but this is going to be close. This is going to be tight. The Gian Antonio looking to make progress from the middle of the third row of the grid. Out of the final corner, he goes right now. Digia does move up one row, then up to 6th place. All eyes, though, on Bez. 5th fastest at the moment, and he has taken it. Brilliant by Marco Bezzecchi. What a last sector. What a last lap by the home hero. A 130.134 has got him on pole right now. Alex Marquez has lost time in sector 3, so that could be it. Well, Quartararo once again is on a strong final lap. Bezzecchi, though, at the moment on course for a fairy tale pole here in Misano.
And did Jorge Martin provide that crucial little bit of slipstream on the way down to Cavone? It was 900ths of a second between the Aprilias. Martin paying back his teammate for the help yesterday.
Look at this, though, by Fabio Quartararo. He's just come through the third sector. He's up by 3 thousandths of a second, according to our timing screen monitors. Is there going to be the ultimate gate crashing of the Bezzecchi and Aprilia party here in Misano by Fabio Quartararo out of the final corner? He goes on the factory Yamaha over the line. Now, Quartararo takes the checkered flag. It's still a phenomenal P3 for the Frenchman, having come once again out of Q1. He's a bit frustrated right now,
himself,
but
I think.
Oh, he still produced another brilliant performance. Bagnaia was as high as 4th, wasn't he, in the early part of this session. Pushed back down to 7th, and he cannot improve. So Bagnaia will head row 3. Marc Marquez once again finds himself starting in P4, just as he did at Silverstone, Assen, and at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. But that was awesome. That was spectacular, wasn't it, from Marco Bezzecchi? What a performance. A 1:30.134, just outside of the all-time lap record. He produces the big stand-up wheelie after taking pole position number 6 in MotoGP. Takes his career tally into double figures. That was his 10th pole for Bezzecchi.